The proposal by Donald Trump for a land swap to resolve the Russia-Ukraine conflict has created a complex and highly charged international situation. President Trump is scheduled to meet with Vladimir Putin, and the idea of territorial exchanges is reportedly on the agenda. This has been met with firm opposition from Ukraine, which has consistently stated it will not cede sovereign territory to end the war. The proposal has been met with skepticism and concern from many European leaders and policy experts who worry that it could reward Russian aggression and set a dangerous precedent for future conflicts. At the same time, some see it as a pragmatic, if unpalatable, path to a ceasefire that could save lives. The details of the plan remain vague, adding to the uncertainty and fueling speculation as the international community awaits the outcome of the high-stakes talks. The reasoning behind a proposed land swap for Ukraine is rooted in a desire to end the conflict through a pragmatic, if controversial, compromise. Proponents, including Donald Trump and his administration, view the plan as a realistic path to a ceasefire, acknowledging the significant territorial gains Russia has made and the immense human cost of continuing the war. They argue that a direct exchange of territory, where Russia might formalize its control over certain areas in exchange for relinquishing others, could be a way to create a stable, long-term resolution where traditional diplomacy has failed. However, critics have strong counterarguments. They believe that any land swap would be a reward for Russian aggression and a violation of international law. Ukraine's steadfast refusal to cede any of its sovereign territory is a fundamental obstacle. Opponents fear that such a deal would simply legitimize Moscow's use of force to expand its borders, encouraging future aggression and destabilizing the international order. They argue it would undermine the principles of national sovereignty and territorial integrity, which are cornerstones of global security. A peace deal for Ukraine that includes a land swap would have profound consequences. First, it would set a precedent that could destabilize international law, potentially encouraging other powerful nations to use military force to seize territory with the expectation of later negotiating its legitimacy. This would directly challenge the principle of territorial integrity, a cornerstone of global security since World War II. For Ukraine, the consequences would be immense. Ceding any sovereign territory would be a politically difficult and emotional decision for its government and people, who have fought for years to defend their nation's borders. It could lead to domestic unrest and a sense of betrayal. The deal would also likely require a major reassessment of Ukraine's future, including its relationship with NATO and the European Union. For the international community, a land swap deal could expose deep divisions among allies. While some countries might support it as a way to end the war and its humanitarian crisis, others, particularly in Europe, would view it as a concession to Russian aggression. This could lead to a fracture in the Western alliance and a shift in the global balance of power. Addressing the stalemate in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, particularly with the contentious idea of land swaps, requires exploring alternative solutions that uphold international law while seeking a path to peace. One such solution involves bolstering Ukraine's military and economic capacity to create a stronger position for negotiation without the precondition of territorial concessions. The goal is to make the continuation of the war too costly for Russia, thereby compelling them to negotiate seriously. Another proposed solution is the establishment of a robust international peacekeeping force along the current front lines. This could provide a temporary ceasefire and create a demilitarized zone, allowing for de-escalation while a long-term political solution is pursued. A third approach focuses on strengthening the role of international bodies. This could involve the UN and other organizations taking a more assertive role in mediating talks, enforcing sanctions, and ensuring that any peace agreement is monitored and respected. This would also involve holding Russia accountable for war crimes and reparations, a key demand from Ukraine that would need to be addressed in any lasting settlement. These solutions seek to achieve peace without sacrificing the fundamental principles of national sovereignty and territorial integrity.